Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Bling Bling Jam YouTube station. We're excited to be here today with no other than Sammy in Canada. And he's been to Bling Bling Jam before several times. And we had an opening and wanted him to teach for a while. So we have the big opportunity this time for him to teach. Super excited about it. And he's excited to be with you guys at Bling Bling Jam and for our 10-year anniversary, that is. But before we talk about all about Bling Bling Jam, we want to know Sammy a little bit better and let you guys know who Sammy is and how he got started in balloons, how long he's been doing it, where he's from originally, where he moved to. I'm already giving things away, and anything else he wants to share, and his business name. So, Sammy, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? Tell us where you are, what your business name is, how long you've been in balloons, how you got into balloons, and we'll go from there. Take it away.
Absolutely. All right, let's go. My name is Twistin Sam. I am a balloon artist in probably one of the best cities in Canada, Vancouver, British Columbia. I got started with balloons 13 years ago. I was just someone that was trying to be an actor with a semi-professional theater company, and I was also being a childcare worker at the same time.
Oh,
And
wow.
at the time, my boss came up to me when I was in childcare and said, "Okay, Sam, we're doing a circus theme for the recreation program tonight. You're going to paint the kids' faces and teach them how to make the balloon dog." And I said, "Okay, how do
Yeah.
you do that?" And she said, "It's super easy, no problem, I'll show you." And so she showed me how to make the basic balloon dog. And in that moment, there was just something that just flipped in my brain. Because when I was acting at this dinner theater company, the Kelowna Actor Studio, they do mainly musicals there. And so, as
Okay.
much as I enjoy acting, I am absolutely horrible singer and dancer, no lying. And so that's when I saw this. I'm like, well, let's see where I can take this. Let's see what I can add on to this skill because I'm surrounded by amazing singers, amazing dancers, amazing actors. Like, well, we don't have an amazing balloon artist yet. Let's see what comes up of this. And so I just fell down the rabbit hole. Was doing the YouTube videos, went on to some of the great old school things like balloon-animals.com, P. Myers, found the DVDs, started buying them nonstop, got involved with the social media, started to like I was obsessed. My roommate at the time was getting really annoying because she kept hearing popping balloons in my room until she saw what I was making. And so for the first 2 years, I didn't even think it would be a business until I got fired from Starbucks. Not gonna lie, because I went to my first balloon convention and my boss didn't want me to go. I went anyways. I come back, I get fired. And so I'm like, okay, well, I went to my first balloon convention.
Wow.
Let's see what I can do with it now. And so I
Yeah.
started to bust with balloons. People started to ask for my business card. So I gave them a business card. People asked if I did birthdays. Sure, no problem. People asked if I did corporate events. Why not?
Yeah.
And through all that of just not saying no, I got this amazing opportunity as well, just in like my first year of doing it, to audition and be on as a balloon artist for a very old Fuji film commercial.
Oh, how
But I
cool.
say very old because I've been doing this for 13 years now. But it was one of their
Yeah.
like YouTube ads where they were advertising the first time for their the mini Polaroids that are like in baby blue and baby pink and stuff like that. I was part of their first commercial for that as a balloon
Oh,
artist, which was really,
cool.
really cool and exciting. Um,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, over the course of 13 years, I've been slowly building my business in Vancouver. I've done some amazing things, worked with some amazing clients, and I've been full-time a balloon artist for the past year now. And so
Okay.
it's just been a great opportunity. And for me, being able to come to Bling Bling Jam, probably my favorite balloon convention ever, actually.
Uh,
Um, there's I don't have yet to find a convention that is so open and loving and warm to anyone that walks through the door. Everybody is everybody's friend there. It's so much fun, and so to be able to be a part of that culture, I'm
we
overjoyed to be given
appreciate
this
that.
opportunity. So thank you, Steve.
Oh, you're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
And you fit in just perfectly. So that's why we're excited to have you teach. So okay. So I guess you kind of answered my question, because I know you not originally from Vancouver. You
No,
right. How long you been in Vancouver? Should I assume it's been over the 13 years since you do balloons? I think you said
actually,
that.
I discovered balloons 4 months before I moved to Vancouver. I lived in Kelowna
Really?
for about 4 years. Yeah,
Where did you live for
just the
4 years?
timeline of it all. I'm
Where,
sorry.
where did where did you live for 4 years? Did you say?
Kelowna, which is it's like a smaller city in British Columbia.
Oh,
People might have
okay.
heard of the Okanagan Valley, where this is where all like the wine is, like a lot of Canadian wine is made in the Okanagan Valley.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably its biggest claim to fame.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful location. When I was there, I was doing
Cool.
some semi-professional theater work there as well. I was doing musical theater as just a background person because I didn't really have any super special skills until now.
Yeah.
But now I just work for myself, which is the best kind of boss you can have.
Yeah.
And before that, I was actually born in Toronto, raised in a very small town called Port Perry, Ontario, till I moved out when I was 20.
Oh, very cool. So, okay. The theater, are you going to do anything else with that in the future? I know you're doing balloons now, but I mean, does that still interest you? Just out of
Not
curiosity.
really. To
Okay.
be absolutely honest, the theater is always a place of passion. I still go to auditions whenever they ask, well, we need a balloon guy, we need a child
Yeah.
entertainer for this thing. I'll go and I'll do it. But long story short, it's like it's just a bit of a bragging rights for me at this point in time. Out of everybody that I've seen that went to the actor studio, that were probably some of the main names, were probably some people that were trying to go to school to learn acting and professional singing and dancing and stuff like that. I went in a completely different route, and I am currently the only person that I can think of at the time. I could be wrong about this, but I'm one of the few people that left that area to become their own private entertainer and is only making money
Cool.
solely from entertainment at this point in time.
Yeah. That's awesome. Congratulations on that. I know what that's like. So that's great. That's great. Cool. And then you were a teacher for a while and tell us about that. And then you're full time now in balloons. Is that not right? Or I think I'm not sure.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I am currently full time in balloons right now. Whatever changes, whatever
Of
changes. But right
course.
now, I'm loving life at this
Congratulations.
point. So we'll see whatever the future holds. Um, to be honest, I'm not specifically a teacher, but what would be called an education assistant.
Okay.
So before that, I did childcare work with students. So I take care of them before school, after school, do
Oh,
daycare stuff.
wow.
And
Okay.
so I'd be running summer camps with them, taking them out for day trips, things like that.
Yeah.
Uh, and so that was a lot of fun. But then I decided I wanted to go back to school and get an education assistance
Yeah.
certification, which is a year-long program. So you're working with students with special needs, students with physical and behavioral disabilities. It would be essentially like a lot of people call it a teacher's assistant. It's
Yeah.
not
Of
like that at all. It's just a different form of teaching where you need to
course.
see what the students are doing in that subject, and then you need to try and help work with the school teacher to find the right modifications and adaptations so that the student can be successful in the classroom while being accepted by
Yeah.
the rest of the students in the class at the same time. So it's a lot of thinking on the spot, a lot of
Yeah.
improvisation, and just knowing you and working one-on-one with a lot of students, but also working with other students to just need some extra support. And so it's been an incredibly rewarding job. Through that as well, I've done private tutoring as well, where I've worked and done private tutoring with other students with special needs outside of the classroom.
Yeah.
But it's really just it always comes back with balloons. The only reason I went back to school for a
Right.
year full time to be able to do that was I left and I was just living off of balloons for that year when I was in school.
Yeah.
So this is not the first time that I've left a day job to go and do something else at the same time and use balloons as my main source of income.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about this is that when everyone else is working or everyone else needs to be teaching, that's just us doing our office work for the evenings and weekends when we're out there actually doing the main body of work that we have.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's interesting. I had this conversation recently with a few people about teaching or being in that role. I know you were not exactly a teacher, but still in that capacity. And
Mhm.
Eric Weinstein's a teacher and he does really well with balloons. I actually thought about teaching in college. I was my aunt was here the other day, visiting from Canada actually, on Monday, and we were in Boston. I was driving, and so I'm playing for the Bling Bling Jam. It was a little bad time, but I wanted to spend time with my family. So we're driving by a school in downtown Boston. I go, do you know that's the school I taught at when I was in college? So I was going to become a teacher. So it triggered some things. So it's so funny you're
Wow,
talking about this. And there's another gal named Joanne coming in the Bling Bling Gym that you're going to meet. She's a friend of mine. She just retired. She's in her early 70s, and she's a
yeah,
teacher. She just retired. She's like so looking forward to learning balloons. So I
that's
think
awesome.
that with the teaching background is what I'm trying to say. It gives you such a better in terms of booking yourself to your clientele. If I was a parent booking you, I'd be really impressed with that. Be like, wow, he was a teacher, he was a teacher, whatever it was, and there's your background, kind of like your resume. So I think that's a great thing. And there's several teachers that are doing balloons and entertaining, and it's awesome. So it gives you extra credentials, is what I say.
Absolutely. And one thing I can say that I take a lot of pride in is
Mhm.
of course everyone says the balloons are amazing. But the number one thing I hear back before the balloons is you work so well with the kids. And
Exactly.
that's the thing that I've always heard. And that's the main difference of like, helping dealing with the emotions that could be at a party when someone doesn't get all the candy up from the pinata,
Right.
right?
Right.
I think we've always seen enough kids in front of the pinata where it turns into the zombie apocalypse, and you always have a few kids crying because they were the smaller ones that couldn't get the candy, right?
Right.
But then it also like helping dealing with like situations like that, reminding kids to take a few breaths, or just honestly just hanging out and joking around with the kids and joking around with them in a way that is not necessarily like a any parent would be able to walk by and go, "What the did you just say?" It's
Yeah.
more like it's all family, super focused on the kids having fun and always just being there for the kids. The background training for that really helped me how to explain things to children, especially when I do what I call challenge twisting. It's just to help a kid understand that sometimes a balloon's not going to look perfectly like a balloon, or sometimes, there might be failure. Hasn't happened yet, but to be able to know how to preload a child to understand what could happen, what could, and what might not happen is one of the biggest things you could do as well in your job so that there's not any disappointment. Again, I'm sure we've all faced where we make what we know is the right creation. We've heard time and time again is amazing, but we might get that doesn't look like it,
Right.
and things like
Right.
that. But through like that sort of training and just being know how to talk to a child,
Yeah.
I that's one issue I've taken a lot of pride in that I've never had to deal with.
Of course, of
So
course. I love that. I love that's great, Sam. And that's another reason why I know that being a teacher already, I'm going to call you a teacher. You're going to teach really well with your classes at Bling Bling Jam. So I'm super excited about that as well. But that's great for your business, and I wish you lots of success with it. Let me ask
thank
you
you.
more about your business now too. So
Yeah.
so people know, what is your main focus clientele or main avenue? Is it that your folk or you may not have one, I'm just curious, or is it the birthday parties, the bar mitzvahs, the fairs and festivals? Do you have a couple preferences that you're trying to focus on? I know we all, as balloonists, take gigs whenever they come in, all different kinds, and we all do that. But we all have a preference or something we're trying to focus on. If you don't mind sharing, uh, if
Yeah.
whatever your focus is.
Honestly, my main focus right now is just to become getting more into the cornerstone of birthday party corporate events sort of
Yeah,
idea. Um, it's also just because that's my main wheelhouse. I know that that's where my strength is. Doing festivals is a lot of fun, but I think we all know it's long, it's hot. There's no easy way to exit.
no,
It's and so when you're at birthday parties and things like that, it's more enjoyable, but also, like I said, I like making balloons I've never made before. I like getting challenged with what I could create. And so I like to really encourage that with kids. So the less menus that I bring to my parties, the better, as far as I'm concerned. I actually don't
yeah,
bring a menu to most of my events because I want to leave it up to the children there to ask me for what they would like out of a
of
balloon.
course.
And most of the time,
Yeah,
we know it.
yeah,
like,
like,
of course the parents don't know, but we do know that like a unicorn might sound like an impossible feat to someone else, but
yeah,
if you're a twister that goes to conventions, that's cakewalk. That's no issue at that point in time. But as well, like I'll get challenged for stuff. Like I wear this jacket right now for a
I
reason
love
because
it.
I enjoy
Fun.
twisting video game balloons. I'm a big video game fan,
Yeah,
and so and Mario was one of my favorite games of all time. So
yeah.
I just and they asked me, "Can I see a menu?" I'll just say, "Pick something off this jacket."
Right. I love it.
Um, and,
That's
but
fun.
and of course, and then it gets them into ideas of what else you can create because people always say that this is a Minecraft tie. So then they start thinking
Yeah,
about Minecraft or other video games at that time. I was very fortunate as well to do more adult events too. I was able to get in with this old school restaurant that was a video game themed restaurant for a couple of years where I made nothing but video game creations for 3 hours a night.
yeah,
It was absolutely incredible. They had me there once a month, and I was just there to twist balloons for everybody, and they absolutely loved it. I also did some New Year's Eve events for other nerd bars and activities as well, which were just a ton of fun too. And so one thing I can say on top of that is I was actually able to do few more adult parties this year, of course, than before as well, just because I could stay up later to do them at that same time because I didn't need to worry about the day job. And so being able to do those events where they still give you fun ideas and like crazy ideas, and then but then with adult events you can actually take the time to work on them. because there's no tantrums if they don't get a balloon.
Yeah.
So you don't have
Yeah.
to worry about making a balloon for everybody. You just need to make sure that you can make some really cool balloons for people that are there so they can show off to all their friends and post it on Instagram and things like that.
Right. Right.
Um, and so that was, and so I've had a wide variety of stuff, but at this point in time, like I really do enjoy the birthday party scene. I find that that's where
Sure.
I perform my absolute
And it's
best. That's
recession
where
proof.
people, but I'm sorry?
It's recession proof, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to celebrate for the birthday parties,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so, like, even when COVID, we had to do the lockdowns, we had to do the social
Yeah.
distancing, people were still trying to find ways of making sure I could be there. And so I was very lucky as well to be able to do a couple of things during COVID at the same time.
Yeah. Thank God. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
So do you do you do any decor or you're just twisting, right?
I just do twisting. I
Right.
think decor is absolutely phenomenal.
Sure.
At the end of the day, though, I'm not a big fan of just sitting by myself twisting balloons. I want to see the smiles. I want to see like
Yeah.
people get
Right.
happy and
You're an
excited and
entertainer.
things like that.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
the only reason I got into this for so long is that
Yeah.
my way of looking at balloons were completely changed where I first got into it. Like I said, I didn't have a
Yeah.
proper job for like the first 2 years of actually doing it, or I
Right.
haven't had a single gig for the first years. I just wanted to learn how to make really cool balloons. But then over the course of my career, that shifted from wanting to make really cool balloons to just wanting to see people happy.
Yeah.
Um, and so at the end of the day, that's just what I'm there for. That's my goal in life is I just want to see kids smile when they get a balloon. I want to see kids get excited that they see me when they get a balloon. I just want people to I just want to create more positivity in the world at this point in time with what I do. And
Yes.
so when it comes to decor, they absolutely can do that, but not the way that I want to do that.
Right. Right. I get it. Cool. Was there any other avenues in the future that you want to look at outside of the corporate, the birthday parties, or more so the corporate or whatever that you want to excel at? Any other area that you want to focus on or create a new market, if you will, that you think, saying that and you maybe you don't. Just asking.
A complete pipe dream of mine that is always in the back of my head is creating
Yeah.
an hour-long balloon show that is not a typical
Yeah.
magic show, but with
Oh,
balloons.
great. Yeah.
It would be more like getting back to theater,
Yeah.
getting back to like there would be magical elements into it as well, but
Yeah.
it would be
Oh,
creating a balloon show that I could take to children festivals, or
yeah.
fringe festivals, things like that. That's a dream. I don't know when that I'm going to be able to sit down
Yeah.
to look at it or even
Of
pursue it,
course.
but that would be like if I could pick something to do, and maybe just saying it now because it's always been in the back of my mind, and no one's asked me that question. So thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No worries.
that would be the next thing to do would be
Yeah.
creating
I
a
love
balloon
that.
show that I could be able to go around to children's festivals to do at that point in time.
Yeah, and at Bling Bling Jam, we focus on that a lot. Nick does a great show. He's always willing to share, and we always have magicians there, as you know. Vlad
Yeah,
last year on how to create a show. This year we have a guy named Mike from Boston coming, and he's a
I'm
DJ
excited to
as
see him.
well. Yeah, yeah, he's got some good stuff and all that, so it's gonna be really really cool. So that's great. So I love that, and I think that's a good way to go with the show. So you're a showman, so that's the way to go. So I
Oh,
love it.
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Great. Anything else about you and your balloon career that we forgot to talk about or that you think might be helpful to people? Did we cover everything on that?
Um, the only thing that I could say is what I want to bring to Bling Bling Jam this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually, like at Bling Bling Jam, I like to party like anybody else. We're in Vegas. It's time to have fun.
Yeah.
Of course, but this time I need to be here and I need to be a teacher as well. I've been very gifted in my career that I've had people that took their time to teach me some things that actually sat down and worked with me outside. And I want to, and the biggest thing that they always told me was that I need to keep paying it forward.
Yeah.
I really want to use this as an opportunity to keep paying it forward.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
absolutely. But
so
hold on. So we'll segue into Bling Bling now. So there was nothing
yeah.
else in your career though, right? We did all that. Nothing else you want to share?
Um, nope, I think we covered
Okay.
it all.
Okay. I just want to make sure we got to know you. Well, yes. So
Awesome.
Bling Bling Jam, and I believe that's going to happen with you greatly. I think you're going to deliver great. So again, this all just kind of happened. And we had a little shift in the schedule. We were talking for a while about you teaching, so I'm super excited to have you. And
Yeah.
everything works out for a reason. So I know that your menu, you're wearing it for your class. But yeah, why don't you share what you're going to teach at Bling Bling Jam and share and why you're excited about it.
I love video games. I think it's
Yeah.
and I think it's not, and the reason why I love Mario as well at this point in time in the world with the movie coming out last year,
Oh
or
yeah.
I'm not sure, last year or 2 years ago. I think it was last year.
Yeah. I think it's after too.
But video games is no longer just for boys. Video games
Yeah.
is now universal. Um, Everyone loves video games, and especially Mario. Mario, and the reason why I picked this suit and not a Pokemon suit is because Mario is incredibly universal. Everyone knows Mario all around the world, and if you make Mario, people know it's Mario. If you
Yeah.
make And so for me personally, I want to make sure that other people know how to do that in my style and the way that I choose to do it. I've seen how other people have made their Marios before. I'm not saying they're bad. I just like mine a little bit better. But through that as well, and through the constant challenges that through my years, I've slowly been able to make what I think are some of the best balloon balloon video game characters out there. And so, like I said, I can make anything
Yeah.
that's on this shirt, and I want to be able to share that with people as to like certain things. And of course, we're going to be going over Mario, and then we're going to go over the variations on how to do Luigi as well. And if we have time to go into Wario and Waluigi, if you know Mario, you'll know who those are. If we want to do a quick Yoshi, I might, and of course, we're going to want to do Princess Peach as well. I would love to do
Oh,
Bowser because I think I have an amazing Bowser. But as we all know, Bowser is a long flippin' balloon. So that might be the one that I would teach in the jam room at some point in time if someone wants to know that. But
okay.
again, I'll show you what I have, Steve, and we can
Oh, of
definitely, and we'll see
course.
how the online the videotaped class goes. I mean, and
Yes.
then
Yeah.
we'll
I'm not
definitely see
worried
which
about it.
ones would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you
But I
got
have
some
some
great
other
stuff
little
to share.
ideas and stuff like that. But I'm sorry.
I think you got some great stuff to share.
Yeah.
And I've seen your work, so it's going to be great. Looking forward to it. Great. Anything else that you want to share with anybody about Bling Bling Jam? Why you think they should come? I know this all happened last minute, so people could come last minute, or they could do the replays afterwards or next year, because this will be on the YouTube station for a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
But any other thoughts or quotes or anything like that that you want to say?
Um, if I can do it, you can do it. You can find a way. If you want to get there, you can get there. Sometimes it's just looking at what's going to come and just not say no to yourself. We all have family, we all have responsibilities. I'm not saying leave your wife and kids or leave your husband and kids or leave your dog. But if you really want to go, if you have any secondary thoughts, listen to those thoughts and give yourself that excuse. This is the 10th year that Bling Bling Jam is happening. Um, this lineup is absolutely incredible. uh I mean, being able to see Joe Mock and see him twist some balloons is gonna. I'm excited. Darren Mortiboy is someone that I've always wanted to see in person personally as like a balloon artist
Right.
fan, and I've never had that opportunity until now. Um, and the list goes on. Of course, like everyone here is going to be awesome, and so especially when it's going to be my first time teaching at a balloon convention, not my first time teaching balloons, but my first time being at a balloon
Right.
convention in the States teaching. Excuse me,
Yeah.
you owe it to come and see me as well.
Right. Right.
um, but of course, worst comes to worst, like the the stuff that people will be teaching is going to be absolutely phenomenal. That why not get the video lecture series at the end of it? Um, that's just that's
Right.
just videos that you're going to have with you till the end of time. Nothing beats the in-person stuff, mind you, but the video stuff you'll definitely be able to have, and that will be yours to keep for forever. And so why not give yourself the opportunity to have that extra information at that point in time? I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
there's too much. You owe it to your business to be able to have that education, and you owe it to your clients to be able to have that education. And I think that's why we want to go to conventions in general, because we know that it makes us better. It makes us want to achieve more. And by we do that and we give that to our clients, it will make them obviously want to pay us more. And
Right.
so there's nothing wrong with trying to get better. So why not try and get better?
Awesome. I love that. Awesome. I think we covered everything. Um,
Awesome.
yeah,
Cool.
super excited to have you teach Sammy. It's amazing. And I know that it's going to be awesome. Can't wait. Can't wait to see you at Bling Bling Jam. And
I'm
everybody,
excited.
yes, yes. And everybody watching this, do us a favor and show him some love and like put a thumbs up, put a comment. He's gonna look at the comments and feedback's always great. You know, because even though this is the first time he's teaching, it's not gonna be the last time he's teaching in Bling Bling Jam. I can tell you that already. And we're excited to have him and excited to see you guys really soon. So I think that's it. And thank you so much, Sammy, for the interview. And I hope that this finds everybody well on the YouTube station. Like I said, subscribe. It's a new station, and we want your comments and all that. And we'll bling it on and see you guys in Las Vegas next week ish, or when this airs, I'm not sure, and or on virtual replays. See you guys soon. Thank you so much, Sammy.
Thank you very much.